My name is Mark Miner. I am an investigative writer and author. In my travels, I've investigated many people and places. Watch as I seek out stories that are typically outside of the box of normal. I am the Seeker. Hi everybody. So I'm actually revisiting a place I came about 12 years ago. It's called Bald Hill. And it's actually a park here in Corvallis, Oregon. But the whole story behind this was, why I came here, was I decided I would do something different and do something I've never done before, and that's join a paranormal group. And for my training, I do that in quotes, they brought me up here to learn all of the cameras and, you know, recording devices and whatever they used. So it was at night, and it was actually a pretty interesting night. Came up here, it felt really creepy. I don't really come here at night anymore because of what happened, but so, you know, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through the whole process of what happened, and then I'm gonna kind of interject into this video the pictures I took that night, and show you kind of what I saw, or not kind of, what I saw, and just let you see what, you know, what I went through. So as you walk up on the hill, there's this barn up here. So there's the path that comes up the hill, and you kind of wind around and it goes up to there. So there's a barn, and sometimes sororities or fraternities come up here and do God knows what. I mean, probably like initiations or stuff like that. But I also want to talk about some of the history of this place and what happened with the Indian tribes up here and with the first settlers. Thank you. And let you know kind of what happened on this hill. And that would be in the late 1800s. So anyways, so let's start with this here. So first thing that we did when we came up here was we walked into this barn, and it's, as you can see, it's all open, and we laid out all the equipment here, right here, with this little bench thing, and we just kind of talked about, you know, what to expect. And the person who was training me was telling me to kind of keep my mind open and the such. So, well, this is new. These things here, they weren't here that many years ago. Looks like it's an exercise bar. Huh. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so when I was doing this, I was drawn to this area. And you know, you would hear like some critters out there. There are coyotes, there are cougars that come up in this area. So anyways, this tree, which is known as the hanging tree. I know every city, every state has a hanging tree, but this is what I was told. So first thing I did was walk over here, and I think I had a digital recorder at the time. So apparently this limb right here is where they hung Indians, people, I don't know. It doesn't look like the tree is too scarred. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It does look like it has some scarring to it, which would be caused from the rope or the strap or whatever they used. Anyhow, when I came over here, about right here, I put my hand out like that, and it was very cold, and it felt like you know, like a jelly in the air when I put my hand through it. It was really odd. I never felt anything like that. It didn't feel electric or anything. It was just like the air was like super thick, like if you would put your hand through water jello. And so I had called the group over and had them feel it, and they felt it too. So it was rather weird. There are still some horse troughs out here, as you can see. I don't know what that's from. They're just cement. So sometimes people put cachets in there. Doesn't look like anything's in there. So anyways, I really don't feel anything now. It just feels normal. So anyways, I don't know why that tree back there was the hanging tree and not this one. This one looks like it has way more of a substantial branch. Yeah, I don't know. I will tell you up here though, even now I'm hearing things. You hear things like footsteps, like people moving around. Anyways, after the whole tree incident, I walked over this way and we started shooting pictures in these trees. And I started feeling really odd. I think there were about 5 of us there that night. And it just felt like this whole hillside was like crowded. And I don't know, I felt like kind of like I was having an anxiety attack because it was dark. Don't forget that. We didn't have very good flashlights. So it just felt like something was sneaking up on me or something major was about to happen. You know how like right before your wedding or right before a graduation or right before a date, you get that feeling in your stomach? That's kind of how I felt. Anyway, so we came on the trail. These benches and everything weren't here. And I was standing. I'm going to try to stand where I was at. So I was just walking out here. And the guy who was training me was following me. And I stood here and I was looking out this way. And all of a sudden I heard this rumble. Almost like running horses or running deer. And I saw shadow figures all up and down this slopey area. How in the dark I can explain that, I don't know. But I cringed. I just kind of went like this. And it was almost like hundreds of people ran past me. Real people. And I mean, I could see their feet and their legs and everything else. And I didn't understand why, you know. So then it went away and I just started taking pictures of the tree. So I stepped closer and that's when I stopped. Behind this tree here, it's almost, let me see if I can do it here. This tree right there, a man stepped out from behind the tree and peeked at me. Now I know it wasn't any part of my group because behind me was the guy training me and the other 4 were over there in the barn. I could hear them clearly. Anyways, I took a picture and I'm going to pause here and let you see the picture. Okay, so then again, that's where the guy was peeking around. And it freaked me out. So I was done. I wanted to go home. I didn't want to do this anymore. I got really bad feeling from that guy. And we left. They took me home. you know, whatever. Later on, I looked at the pictures, and there was that man there. So, anyways, so I decided, you guys know me by now, that I would do some research. And what I found out, in this area, there used to be an Indian tribe that lived up here. And for the love of God, I can't remember what their name is. And the white man who came, so I'm hearing noises. The white man that wanted this area to build more Corvallis or something, became friends with the Indians, and they gave them a gift of camas. Camas is like a corn grain, kind of, and the Indians really used it a lot. However, the white man laced it with poison, and it killed almost the entire tribe. I would say 90% of the tribe. There were bodies just all over this area. And the white man came and cleaned it up, and had the remaining ones that were alive bury the dead right here on this hill. I don't know if they were ever moved, but the ones who lived there, they moved that tribe over to a place called Grand Ronde, Oregon, and that's where their reservation is now. So the one who led this attack, or this betrayal, was a man who used to dress all in black, and convinced a lot of people he was a minister. However, he was not. He was never ordained. And to this day, people say they see that minister guy, and they call him the Shadow Man. And that's the picture I got, was that man. Very evil. Very, not a nice guy. So, anyway, so that's what happened to me. I don't know why I'm wanting to use that word kinda a lot, but that is what happened to me. And that was my very first experience with a paranormal group. I did go out with them a few other times, but it's not what I thought it was. It was very unprofessional. They weren't organized at all. Every little bump in the night, every little movement was a ghost or a demon or something, and that's just not how I operate. So a few years went by, and I thought I wanted to come back up here, and so yeah, I guess we'll go this way. So we decided to come up here, not at dark, but it was about 4 of us. And they were my friends this time. I knew these people. And we decided to come up here around dusk. Right now it's about noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I don't know. I don't have my watch on. But when we came up here, it was about 5, 6 o'clock at night. So it was about dusk. And we visited the place. I didn't really get any sense of anything. But we decided to climb the mountain, go on top of Bald Hill. So that's where I'm walking right now. So I'm not going to have you go with me the whole way up for several reasons. One, it's actually a long trail, and 2, I really don't want you guys to see how out of breath I get. So I am a hiker, but you know, come on guys, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so I do, you know, kind of get out of breath. So I'm gonna take some breaks and all that other stuff, but I will take some pictures. Oh, a couple of squirrels. That was kind of freaky. I will take some pictures and turn the video back on, so it'll kind of go off and on, off and on. So if you're wondering why this video is all broken up, that's why. But I wanted to come out here and share this experience with you because it was pretty profound for me. So anyways, I am going to let you go. as I hike up this mountain. And I'll probably stop along the way and kind of show you guys around. I'm going to stick to the main trail. There are a lot of tiny trails around here, but I'm going to stick to the main trail, kind of the trail I walked with my friends. Because the reason why I want to do that is because some other things happened to me. So I will, when I get to those spots, I will turn the camera back on and show you. Okay? Oh, before I go, look, see, here's a trail here. It looks like this camera is very nice with light, but it is very shadowy in there, very creepy. I don't know why this place kind of creeps me out. It does. Maybe because of that night. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. So I will see you in just a little bit. Okay? Alright, everybody. So I am back. And I'm on the part of the trail where the third thing happened to me. So we were walking along this trail right here, as you can see. So we came from this way. It's downhill, and we're edging right around here. And right here on this bush, we saw, I don't know if anybody's from the Midwest here, but it was like a lightning bug. You know, that flies in the air. So there are bugs in the Midwest, for those who've never been to the Midwest, that bugs in the air that fly, and on their rear end, it's phosphorus. So it lights up, and people, like kids and everybody, takes them and puts them in jars. You know, you've probably seen that online. And that's kind of what I thought I saw right here on this bush, right there. And so we all stopped and kind of stared at it, and we're like, what is that? Most of the people I were with have never been in the Midwest. Never saw a lightning bug. So I thought, oh, it's a lightning bug. So, excuse me. So I went and I cupped it in my hand to have it calm down, and then I was going to open it and show everybody what a lightning bug was. So I wasn't really thinking. I went really fast. And I went and I cupped it in my hands. And in my hand, like, I held it out like this. And the bug bit my hand, which lightning bugs never do that. So I went, oh. And when I went, oh, I put my hand out like that. And on my fingertip, this fingertip, was like this little tiny creature. Almost human-like. And it was there for like a millisecond. Like, it just stood on the tip of my finger. Keep hearing something behind me. And it just flew off. But it was, part of it was lit like a lightning bug, and part of it was not. And everybody was like, kind of like, not screaming, but like, oh my god, freaking out. And and I said, I think I just caught a fairy. And we didn't get a picture of it, but I'm going to show you. I went and searched online, and this has actually happened to a lot of people. I have to really listen because there's cougars around here. Not the older good ones, but you know, the animals. So I have to kind of keep watch. So I found a picture that was very similar to what I experienced, and I'm going to show you here in a minute. So this is the bush here. So I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, so that's what it looked like, and it was actually really cool. I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but it's like somebody's walking up there and pulling on branches. Yeah, of course, now that I got the camera aimed at it. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you go. If anything happens, I will turn the camera back on. But I'm gonna get up the hill and get to the next spot where I saw a lot of shadow people, and I'll show you where that spot is. Okay, see you in a second. Alright guys, so we're at the final location, and so this is the very top of the hill. You can't really tell that, but I did take some pictures so you can see the view. We did have people up there, so I didn't want to look crazy by talking to the camera to you guys. I don't know why I feel that way. Anyways, so we're at the very last location. So by the time we get to the top of the hill, it's dusk and it's not quite dark yet, but we keep hearing, like, you know, there's squirrels and all kinds of critters and animals in these woods. As you can see, they're all around. So you got to expect those kind of noises. However, this was different. It was almost like people was running through the woods, and you can hear kids giggling. And it kind of freaked us out a little bit, so we would all stand still and listen, then move a little bit, stand still and listen. And this part of the path right here I'm about ready to show you is where I took pictures. And I will show you on the camera now, and then I'm going to pause it to show you that picture, okay? So it's right here. This little grove right here. And the path goes down the mountain from here. So let me put it back out, and I'm going to pause and then show you the picture. Okay, so that is the picture. And it was showing the heads of children sticking out of the trees. You can go back and look at that picture again, and you'll clearly see. I think I circled them, so you'll see what I'm talking about. With our eye, we saw them very clearly. So here is the path. Wow, this camera really lights things up. To the naked eye, this is very dark. So this camera does really good justice with lighting. So anyways, here's the trees. As you can see, inside the trees, there's really nowhere to run. It's very downhill, a lot of bramble bushes, and the such. And you know, I think walking down the mountain, I'm gonna keep this on so you guys can kind of see the terrain and stuff. I heard somebody screaming. It's those girls that were on top of the hill. So anyways, so this is actually the side we came up, but I wanted to not come up this side because it's a lot more steeper, so it's easier to go down. Even though, here's an interesting fact for you guys: when you go hiking, running, whatever you do, going uphill uses less muscles than going downhill. Yeah, I mean, think about it. When you step down, going downhill, you're using a lot more muscles to balance yourself. So yeah, everybody always thinks it's easier going downhill. No, not really. It's easier going uphill. I don't know why mentally we think that, and that's why we lose our breath. I don't know. So anyways, so we were hearing these shadow children pretty much all the way down the hill. And it was kind of, I mean, not kind of, it was really freaking us out. Isn't that cool? Beautiful old tree. And so we kept walking faster and faster and faster. And it was really hard because it was starting to get dark. And there's like rocks all along the path. As you see, it's very rocky. So we were tripping, and you know, we weren't really thinking about taking pictures. A lot of times now I've learned, when I do things like what I'm doing right now, just in case I do run across something, I would rather be alone than with a group. Here's why. Alone, I can assess my own feelings. I can calm my own self down. I'm less likely to overreact. So with a group, it's like you're woven into the dynamic of the moment. And when everybody gets very heightened and scared, it gets a little out of hand, and you start reacting in very immature ways, and you could possibly hurt yourself. So this wasn't here the last time I was here. It's another trail. Whoa, that's a steep one. Huh. But we're gonna go the way we came last time. So it's for me to come back out here and be here, it's almost kind of like, I mean, it's been a while, it's been 14 years, but I feel like I'm kind of reliving the moment, you know? Check this out, this is kind of cool. Look at that little tiny leaf right there. Just dancing. Anyways, I am a firm believer in sprites, and now into fairies and stuff like that. So when you walk through the woods, you have to keep in mind that it's not just you in the woods. There's tons and tons of other life out here. Check that out. Again, it is very light on this camera. Not so much in person. It's kind of shadowy in here. So where it makes it look like I'm walking on a sunshiny trail, it's very shadowy, and I feel like, oh, I don't know, like a Little Red Riding Hood in the haunted forest, you know, or something. So I couldn't think of a male part to that. I think Hansel and Gretel, maybe? I don't know. Anyways. So also, when you hike, always look behind you every once in a while. I'm not trying to make this a tutorial, but it just helps me talk. Talking helps me a little bit. But you want to look behind you every once in a while in case there's a cougar. They will sneak up behind you. They're like house cats. They like to just follow you. They will more than likely never attack you unless you're, you know, in between them and their cubs, or you're in between them and their home, or you're impeding on their turf, so to speak. Usually if you just face them, talk calmly to them, and then just back up, they'll leave you alone. But they're very curious cats. I guess that's where they get the saying. Anyways, yeah, nothing behind us. So I'm looking at this trail with all these rocks on it. I can't believe we actually ran over these things without killing ourselves. I mean, when we got to the bottom, about right where I'm at right now, we were kind of in a jog. So because I think we let our fright get the better of us, but we were hearing children in the woods, and it was, so as I'm walking down the trail now, it was actually off to the right, and it was up on this, so there's like an incline, as you can, it's hard to see with this camera, it's like an incline, then it levels out. So they were up there in the trees and the such. They've put more trails in and through this hill since I've been here. So I'm guessing there's a lot more hikers here now, whereas before it was kind of newish for people to hike up in here. So like right now I could hear crickets, which usually means sunset's coming. So I think it's about 2.5 hours away. It would be nice to have a bench so I can have it shade and take a break. But that's okay. No pain, no gain, right? So I'm going to do kind of a panoramic thing for you so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. This, even though this area is very spooky to me, look, there's another dancing leaf. Let me close in on it. Oh, it stopped. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, so this place is very spooky to me, but it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. This is why I love Oregon. This is in our backyard, everywhere you go. Even in the big cities, Portland, Salem, they keep this wilderness around us. So it's very beautiful. Oh. How you doing? Good, good. All right. So we'll just keep going down, get to the bottom of this trail. Yeah, they've built a lot of side trails off of here. Oh, that's not a trail. It's just a blank spot. Huh. I think it's funny, like the woman back there that I just encountered, when she saw me, she hurried up and put her mask on. And I think the combination between the fear mongering, you know, of COVID-19 and the misinformation that is out there. And the reason why I say misinformation is not so much as bad information as the lack of it. A lot of people hear on what's on the news, what's put on the media, and they take that as gospel, and they don't do a lot more research. And I'm not saying I'm the leading authority on COVID-19, but I have done a lot of research for myself and for my boss, so that my boss can give it to the employees as well. Printed it out and everything. I'm not talking about conspiracy theorists, and I'm not talking about people who claim that they know things. I'm talking about scientists and doctors and researchers and the such that are very well versed with this COVID-19 virus. And COVID-19 is very real. Don't get me wrong. It is very real. But it's not as spreadable as what most people think. If you use a lot of common sense, use the manners your mama and daddy taught you as a kid. Wash your hands. Don't stand close to somebody and breathe on them. That's just common sense. Don't sneeze and cough at somebody. Cover your mouth. You were taught all this stuff as a kid, okay? That's, regardless if there's a virus going around or not, that's just something you should do anyways. But anyways, the funny fact is that woman was maybe 12 feet from me, and she hurried and put her mask on and looked at me as if I was a leper, you know, with my skin falling off. And it's funny to me that people overreact like that. I don't know. So, you know, keep the social distancing. Show your manners by not getting in people's personal bubble, and you know, don't sneeze and cough and breathe on people. I didn't like it when there was no virus going around, and I don't like it now. So I have never been sick from COVID virus. I'm an Amazon delivery driver. I talk to a lot of people all day long, and I have yet to get the virus because I keep myself clean and I follow my manners. So with that being said, anyways, this isn't an information on that either. Oh, I gotta show you this. Look at this. Is that not beautiful? That is so beautiful. Can you hear that wind just going through the trees? And there's a trail that goes up there. Somebody jumped up in that forest. Or it might be a gaming trail. Another thing too is, not to get back on the whole COVID thing, but when this thing first came out and everybody went into quarantine, the streets were dead. Like there was nobody out. And the animal life around here, deers, elk, cougars, bears, you name it, just came out into the streets. Don't ever think for 1 minute that if we ever went into our homes and didn't come out for a month, that Mother Nature would not take back over. You don't mess with her. I'm telling you, she will take total control when given the chance. Could have swore I heard somebody yelling. Anyways, so now that everybody's been coming out and trying to get back to normal, the animals are still, they're I mean, we have wild turkey, like bands, groups of wild turkeys that just run through the city. We have deer, baby deer, big deer, deers with full antlers that will walk up into your yard and just graze on your flowers. I am not kidding you. I don't always have a camera on me, but I see this every day. So it's just amazing. Anyways, so I'm not surprised that deer are in this area. I am, however, surprised I haven't seen one yet. But who knows? Maybe. Video's not over yet. So. Okay, we're almost to the bottom, you guys. As I'm walking, I don't think you can hear it, but like little chipmunks and squirrels and everything are running through the leaves. Could be some lizards. I didn't know they had a gate here. Huh. Must be from people who think they can drive up here. A lot of birds out today too. They make a lot of noise. Yeah, here we are, back at the bottom. So, I don't know if I captured anything on camera, but I guess we'll see when I review it. Here we are back at the barn. It's very imposing with the tree. So that's pretty much the end of the trail. And I'm gonna sign off and get back to my car and get home. Oh, excuse me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. All right. So I'll just walk down the rest of the trail with you. So always keep in mind, as I end this episode, I had someone say to me that I should end these episodes with inspirational quotes. I don't want to do that. Probably because it's not me. But stay weird, always be weird, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.